triggers and spoilers.
Okay, you cool?
I'm cool.
We're cool. It's time to do it. Do you want to do it? You never do it.
I'm not a physical person.
Okay. Yay!
Podcast time!
Podcast time! Welcome back to So I Saw a Movie Podcast! The podcast where we see movies and then we talk about them.
I'm Jen.
I'm corny. It was my birthday.
It is. It's also 9/11.
Yeah.
Womp womp.
Hashtag never forget.
Never forgot.
Never forgotten. Sad times, sad times. But in not sad times, I saw a movie. So I saw a movie.
What movie did you see?
I saw The Usual Suspects.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a new release. It just came out 30 years ago. It's almost as old as me.
I didn't think we were gonna tell them that.
It's okay.
Huh?
It's okay. Well, I mean, I give myself away anyway when I'm like, yeah, when I was a kid, we didn't have cell phones. And people are like, how old could she? She's gotta be at least 100. It's true. I'm at least 100.
No, she's a spring chicken.
No, it came out in 1995. It was directed by Bryan Singer. He does stuff. Like lots of stuff. I made a list and then I deleted the list because I'm like, nah, I'm not here to talk about Bryan Singer. I'm talking about this movie. And see, this is where me giving away my age actually makes sense. I know of The Usual Suspects. My dad used to watch it when I was a kid. Obviously a child is not gonna watch that movie, but it was spoiled for me when I was watching I Love the 90s on VH1, which is not something that people remember. She's got nothing.
No.
She's got nothing.
But, okay, I have an older sister. She's about Courtney's age, so a lot of that shit got, smoothed right on over to me.
So the ending was spoiled for me, and I went in knowing how it ended, and I still am going to say right now, watch it before I ruin it for you. Like, I knew how it ended, and I was still just like, what? Like, if we can get Chauncey, our super sastastic voiceover fella, to just, like, tell you what time to come back so that you can listen to Jen, watch this movie. It's free on Tubi. There's some ads, but it's fine. It's not like watching, like, The Matrix, and then it's like, fried chicken! I'm like, whoa, what just happened? Like, sometimes those ads are really jarring. It's free on Tubi. Just go watch it. It's so good. It's so good. I have notes. Some of them are terrible, but I feel like I do need to reference them because I couldn't remember the character names. And like all of the characters were familiar faces, except for maybe one, but again, 1995. So The Usual Suspects is starring Kevin Spacey. He is our main character. I knew who he was.
Side-eye. The side-eye is real. For the listeners.
Yeah. He's a problem. But, he plays our main character, Roger Kint. His nickname is Verbal because he talks so much. It also has Benicio del Toro as Fenster. Gabriel Byrne is Dean Keaton. Stephen Baldwin is Michael McManus, where I've only ever seen him in silly stuff. So to see him in a serious movie, I was like, wow, you do still look high, but you're getting it done. And then Kevin Pollak is Todd Hockney. I only really know him from That Thing You Do. Have you seen That Thing You Do? He was like one of these showbiz guys, and I'm like, that guy, he's the
People
guy.
talk about that movie a lot.
Dude, it's so good. It's so good. I probably won't cover it on here because I can't make fun of it because I love it too much. Like, I can't. Like, there is nothing wrong with that film. 10/10, no notes. So it kind of opens up. You see one of these guys. You don't know who he is yet. Obviously, it's the opening scene. He's on this boat, and there's like oil everywhere, and he's like, I can't feel my legs. And I'm like, why can't you feel your legs? This was so you're on a boat. Like, what happened on the boat? And then he goes to light a cigarette. He's like, can you light my cigarette? And then like some guy has this fancy pants, like gold lighter, and lights a cigarette. And then He lights his own cigarette. You don't get to see his face, so he's just like, shadow figure. You're like, okay, well, we're getting right into this. That's the bad guy. So you can shadow figure. And he lights his own cigarette and just goes, yeet, throws it right into the gasoline. Boat explodes. And then it like kind of zooms in on this pile of like rope and wood and like maybe a wooden chair from a kitchen or something that's off on the dock. So that's dry, that's not exploding. You just see all the fire like it's exploding on there. And then it cuts to the next thing where the NYPD, I think it's the NYPD, is they're gathering up a lineup for a heist. So they go through the usual suspects. It's the same 5 guys that get called in for everything because it's like, yeah, it's probably one of these fuckers. So they all get called in. So you have, you know, Kevin Spacey, Benicio del Toro, Gabriel Byrne, Stephen Baldwin, Kevin Pollak, they're all coming in. And, you know, Kevin Pollak is the, like, you know, he's the explosives expert of the group. Gabriel Byrne's character, Keaton, he was a cop, but he was discharged because he was horrible and brutal and he went to prison. Oh god, he's a bad cop. And then you have Benicio del Toro, who he just seems fucking unhinged. Like, he just talks random bullshit, like. And then McManus, Stephen Baldwin's character, who comes in, he's like the crazy guy. Like, he just fucking kills everybody. And then the last one is Kevin Spacey's character, Verbal, and he comes in, he has a limp, so his foot tilts inward. He limps really hard. He doesn't really bend so well. He's got like one of his hands has got like baby claw. Like, take my strong hand. Like, it's not misformed like that. It's just stuck, like it's frozen. So like he's handicapped. And you're like, how the fuck? You guys are exploring a heist of a van that got taken with a bunch of firearms in it, and like, you're gonna this guy.
That's, you know.
This guy?
That's kind of ableist, Courtney, I'm not gonna lie to you.
Well, I mean, it is, but I'm just saying, like, they even make the joke several times. They're like, go ahead, buddy, run. Like,
he could try.
He sure tried. So they're getting them together, and then I think it ends up being none of them, and they get let out. But while they were in there, they were talking about a job that would guarantee them all money. So it was just kind of like, they had never really worked together before, but they all knew of each other because of their reputations. So then by the time they're leaving, you know, jail, it's like, the boys are back in town. Like, they're like, all right, we're gonna do this one job. And like Keaton, he's like, well, I don't do this stuff anymore. And it's like, well, we need the 5th guy to do it and do it right. And, you know, McManus is like, yo, bro, like, we could just kill people and get it done. And then Verbal's like, no, if we do it with 5 people, we could do it without anyone dying. And it's, right? He's like, no, but I'm good though. Like, so he's like, all right, whatever. I don't understand why you need me. And Verbal's like, I need you because you're my friend. And they won't take me if you're not here, and I want the money. Like, so this guy's like wicked smart. He's just, you know, like, he's, you know, his levels were just changed. So the thing that they're gonna do is they're going to go after what they call New York's finest taxi company. That is basically a network of bad cops using their patrol cars as taxi cabs to help like drug smugglers and all of that bullshit. So like, you know, they get kicked back like a fuck ton of money. So instead of, you know, taking the bad guys to jail, they take them to the next spot where they can go and do the dealings. So, you know, they're gonna go after the corrupt cops for New York's finest taxi company. And so they end up boxing one in on a pickup. And, you know, they like break the window. They have like pantyhose on, so it's like, you can't see my face because it's slightly smushed. And I'm just looking and I'm like, I know exactly which one's which. Like, it only really just like squished your nose like a little bit, like just a little pop, like.
They gotta do it the other way, like they gotta.
Like the pig face,
yeah.
like in like the Twilight Zone, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and it's like.
It's like if you pull it down and then you pull it back up. Nice.
Like,
nice.
He looked like a wind-swept dog. Like I'm so sorry, audio listeners. You're only getting weird noises out of me. So they have the pantyhose. It's like, we're totally incognito with these pantyhose on our face. You
Nobody
don't
can
know who
tell.
I am. So they bust in the window. They're like, give me this stuff. And they're like, we don't have any stuff. And like, obviously the 5 seconds before, us as the audience saw the money change hands, and it was a thick envelope. So he's like, you give us the stuff I showed you. And he's like, no, here's the stuff. And then the bad guy in the back is like, you motherfuckers, I wasn't supposed to get caught doing this, you bitch. The bad guy in the back of the car wasn't so mad at the people that stopped them as he was at the officers that he gave money to. He's like, you motherfuckers. Like, he was just mad. He's like, why are you like exactly, but like his face like wound up like fucking curly. Like I was like, what is happening? So they get the money and they're breaking the stuff, and then they take out this thing that looks like windshield wiper fluid, and I'm like, oh, all right, clean. And he dumps it out on the top of the car, and I'm like, all right, that's all right. And then he cigarette down, flames. That wasn't windshield wiper fluid, it was fucking gasoline. I just don't know what liquids look like. So the car is on fire and blah blah blah, and then one of the guys that stopped him called it into the cops before they were finished, so that the cops would respond with the media and then exploit the whole thing. So like nobody else can benefit from this. They got their money, nobody else can benefit from this. It also throws them off the scent, because like, yeah, what we did was bad, but check out all these corrupt cops. That's worse.
A couple of bad apples. It's fine. The rest of them are good.
I mean, not everyone's good at their job.
It's not a problem. It's just a couple of bad apples, really.
I mean, it was only a couple of bad apples, really. It wasn't all of them. So, we got a nice little, I'm gonna have to say it because it's, when it's 9/11, we did get a view of the World Trade Center, and I was like, cause I remember what it looks like, cause I'm old.
Well, and you were close.
I know, I am a former New Yorker, and I lived on Long Island, and so 9/11 was a bad time. But we have time for that. Back to Kevin Spacey, because he's obviously the better choice here. So they get through the heist. They're like, oh my God, this is so great. This is so great. And then the Baldwin brother, McManus, is like, hey, I got a call from this guy and he's got another job for us. It pays so much more. And then, reformed bad doer was like, no, I said it was gonna be my only one. And then Kevin Spacey is like, but I want to do it too. They won't let me do it if you don't do it. And he was like, okay. And I'm like, this guy's really got a soft spot for Kevin Spacey's character.
He's disabled.
So he was like, okay, little buddy, let's go. And so then they go and they meet up with this guy named Redfoot. But I'm telling this story wrong. I'm missing a humongous piece of this story because I'm a very good storyteller. Heist over. They get out of jail. I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm so sorry.
Fuck you guys.
Okay, so we got boat, heist arrests. They get out. They do a thing with the New York City's finest whatever the fucks. It goes back to the boat stuff, which was apparently present day. So the stupid, I don't know. The time, I gotta watch it again. The timeline in my brain is not accurate. So Verbal gets called in for questioning regarding a boat explosion that killed, I think, 27 men. I vastly misjudged that. When it comes to bodies, 20 is a big difference. So 27 men died on a pier. There was a huge explosion. He gets called in because they think it's one of his buddies from when they did all of that nonsense. So he is then he's retelling the story, but he's brought in for questioning. He's like, I got immunity from the trial, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, fuck your immunity. And Courtney's like, I don't know how laws work, as we discussed in episode 1. I don't know what that means. Should I Google it? Nah.
It's immunity. It's
I mean,
immune.
like,
It's
I
in
just
the
kind of
word.
figure he got like the little star in Super Mario, and he's like like that's what I think it is. It's like the legal star. Like that's. I don't know anything about laws except that I need to obey them. So
It's a good start.
I mean, it's really like for me, it's the start and stop. I'm like, yeah, I mean, I jaywalk, but like, just sometimes like. So he's called in for questioning, and our police officer's name is Dave Coulion, played by Chaz Palminteri. He's in stuff. I recognized his face. I didn't go into IMDb. Chauncey, this is for you.
Sweetheart, you already did it.
So he's getting questioned, and he's like, I have immunity. And then he's like, I'm thirsty. And like, now we have another obstinate motherfucker getting fucking, like, this is like law-abiding citizen again. Except that it came first. Like, usual suspects walked so law-abiding citizen could run. So, I mean, well, when I say walked, it hobbled because verbal, it's got a bad foot. So he's like, I'm thirsty. And they're like, fuck you. And he's like, no, I used to get dehydrated as a kid. And he's like, I don't care. And he's like, my pee used to come out like snot. Remember when I told you that one of my notes was lol snot? That was the note. He's like, my pee used to come out as snot. And they're like, oh my God, just stop talking. We'll get you the drink. Like, and they get him a coffee. And he's like, thank you. And he's just like so happy. Just like, yum, 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 yum. And then he goes on a tangent. He's like, they call me verbal because I used to talk too much. And then this one time when I was at a barbershop quartet in Skokie, Illinois, they told me this and that. And he's going on and on and on. And he's like, focus. And he's like, what? Like, and, he's a criminal. So you're like, he's just giving him the runaround. Like, it's so good. And then like lol snot. And then he goes to light a cigarette and he keeps fumbling the lighter and he's like, can't, and he makes the detective do it for him. And I'm like, what an asshole. like he clearly did it on purpose. Like he is giving them the runaround. So he's getting interrogated about this stuff. And he's like, well, I have no fucking idea. It couldn't have been this guy. Couldn't have been that guy. And he's telling his story about his time with Kool and the gang. So after the stuff with New York's Finest Taxi Service, the Baldwin brothers, I'm so sorry guys, he was like, I have this other job, blah blah blah, it's this guy, he's gonna pay really well, and they go to meet up with the guy, and the guy's name is Redfoot, and he is played by the actor that played Dorian in The Mask, like the Jim Carrey The Mask.
No clue.
I'm old.
I mean, it's not like I haven't seen The Mask. I mean, come on.
It was the Cameron Diaz's boyfriend, the bad guy. That when he put on the mask, his head was really big, and he was like extra evil looking.
I remember Jim Carrey. I remember the dog. I remember Loki, and Odin, and then that's it.
What?
In The Mask.
I don't remember that.
That's like where the mask comes from.
I have no recollection of that.
Okay, so it looks like we kind of got our wires crossed here a little bit. This is editing Jen, by the way. We're technically both right, but I'm gonna go ahead and take the fault for this one. I got my wires crossed because back in my day, these movies came in a 2-pack, so I literally watched it just like this. Alright, so don't try not to get too mad at me, okay? I watched The Mask. I swear to God. I think I just got my wires crossed. Okay, back to the podcast. Thank you. Oh, and also sorry, Courtney. Love you. Bye.
I love how it's like we both watched The Mask.
Did we watch the same movie?
I swear to God,
like
we
the one
watched
where he
with Jim
breaks into
Carrey?
song, like I'm leading to the road.
Where he turns green?
And I shake my maracas, I go boom, shake
Yeah,
boom,
we
boom,
were
shake,
talking about the same movie.
So
This is gonna be so fucking funny. I swear to God, we're talking about the same movie. Antichrist.
We might have to live stream watching The Mask and be like, oh, that's what you're talking about.
I swear to God.
Like P-A-R-T-Y because I gotta, like the cheese Milo, no, not the cheese, the keys Milo, the keys. And he picks up this little slice of American cheese because that's kept on a You know what? We're going into the wrong film.
I love how we've seen the same movie. When I'm talking about it, you got no idea. When you're talking about it, I got no fucking idea. How does this happen? This is why we gotta have these
Was Cameron
conversations.
Diaz in your movie?
I think so.
She was a main character. She was the love interest. She wore a really pretty dress. She was also sultry. Oh god. This guy's in the mask. And I was the Leonardo DiCaprio. I'm like, it's the guy! So Redfoot is like, all right, I got this job for you. It's going to be really easy. You're going to go. There's this guy named Saul. He has some shit in a suitcase. It's probably money or something. Just go grab it. So they go and they do it. And it's like in this parking garage. And they go to try to get it. And the reformed bad doer has the guy at gunpoint who has the case. But he doesn't want to pull the trigger. He doesn't want to kill anybody. He doesn't want to cross that threshold again. Because, he did time. He murdered people in prison, apparently, and, like, whatever. And he's like, can I have the case? Like, he might as well have just been like, may I please have the case, please, pretty please, if you don't mind. I'm so sorry to be an inconvenience. If you could please just gently hand over the case, please. Like, that might as well have been the dialogue with how fucking long it took him to apprehend the case. Like, he was like, give me the case. Give me the case. Give me the case. Like, give me the case, please. Give me the case, pretty please, with sugar on top. Like, this guy was not giving him the case. The guy was just like, you're clearly not going to shoot me. Like, he knew. Like, and you could see in his face, he's like, what are you going to do? Like, and he's at gunpoint. Like, all he has to do is pull the trigger. But the guy knew he wasn't going to do it. So they go through, and then someone drops something, and it startles them. And then, like, the tables turn, and then the bad guys have the good guys. Or are good guys. They're not really good. They're criminals. And then it's a fight for control of the gun, and then he finally gets the guy at gunpoint again and give me the case, and he's like, no, and then McManus shoots him. So now we have 3 fatalities, and then they get the thing, and they're like, well, we really fucked this up. So they take the van that they shot the guy in, and they just skirt right the fuck out of there.
They didn't have to shoot to kill. They could have shot him in the
shot him in the fucking dome. Like, well, I mean, one of the guys, he was in the car, so, like, you only get a vital organ area in the window. Like,
stick your arm out the window.
Like take out your hand. Like, gonna need you to manually signal. Like, so they're like, oh fuck, we killed this guy. Oh no, there's a big deal, because apparently this guy was a big deal in the crime world or fucking whatever. And then they bring this shit to like, they like pull over somewhere where they're like, we're not being pursued, and they bust the thing open, and it's not money, it's drugs. And they're like, what the fuck are we gonna do with this? And then they bring it to Redfoot, and Redfoot's like, what the fuck are we gonna do with this? And he was like, dude, you fucked up. This job was from Kaiser Soze. And then everyone's like, and we're like, who the fuck is Kaiser Soze? And then he's telling this to the cop, and the cop's like, Kaiser Soze? And we're like, who the fuck is Kaiser Soze? Like, so he was like, ooh, you fucked up. And then it cuts to this guy being pulled in to a hospital, extra crispy. He was like the sole survivor of the boat fire.
Oh my.
And he is like unconscious for the most part, and he's so burnt. So burnt. Apparently he washed up into like a storm drain in the port canal docking space area. So he is so cribby. And he is yelling, and he comes to, and he's like, Kaiser Soze, Kaiser Soze, Kaiser Soze. So now we have introduced the name of our bad guy. And then one of the guys in the hospital is like, this guy is very dangerous. Come on, get over here. And he is Hungarian, but not the guy who is in the hospital, the crispy. He's Hungarian. And they get a translator in, and they're like, what do you know? And he's like, I saw the devil, it's Kaiser Soze. And they were like, oh my god, okay. And then they're just trying to work out what the fuck happened with this guy. Because they're like, you're in the hospital. I don't know what drugs they gave him to make sure he didn't die from all of that shock. Because, like, that, I mean, you're burnt, bruh. And then he got up all excited, and, he saw the devil, and the devil is Kaiser Soze. So you got to be really careful with what you fucking say, because the devil is, you don't fuck with the devil. So, we get Asper, he's, shout out Kaiser Soze, and then we come back, and then we find out Kaiser Soze is really mad. And Verbal is the only one who doesn't know who Kaiser Soze is. He's like, who the fuck is Kaiser Soze? And then Redfoot's like, well, this guy named the lawyer put this all together. I guess he'll be contacting you. The lawyer's name is Kobayashi, which I feel like is also the name of the Nathan's hot dog eating contest.
And of course, I
guy.
mean, you said Kaiser. I'm thinking about a Kaiser fucking roll.
This is all, yeah, like, so, like, I'm thinking, like, you know, the guy that eats a lot of hot dogs. But no, it's like, it's the guy who played him is, fuck, he was in stuff. Where am I? Pete Postlethwaite? I don't know, he's like a regular white guy. And I'm like, Kobayashi the lawyer. White guy. You know what, maybe that's his stage name for doing business dealings as a scary guy. So the lawyer gets in touch with them and tells everyone in the crew that the heist was due to Hockney. That's
Kevin Pollak.
you know what? It doesn't matter. And they're like, "What? You did it?" And he's like, "I did it." And then he propositions them with another job because you know they did so well with the other one. So Soze deals in narcotics. And they are offered, there is a deal going down for $91 million in cocaine. And Soze wants them to stop the deal. So the deal is whatever money changes hands, they can keep. But the drugs, they're supposed to set the boat on fire and destroy the cocaine. So now you're like, oh, like the boat fire, like in the beginning, the boat fire with extra crispy. It's all coming together. The poison, yes, the poison for Cusco. The lawyer said, this is, you know, I have a gift for you from Soze, and he gives them a little, like, metal briefcase thing, because everything's in a metal briefcase, because they're bad. And they open it up, and he opens it up real slow, and he's like, something's gonna explode, and then, like, there's, like, a map, and they take the map out, and it's, like, nothing, and then there's envelopes with each of their names on it. They open the envelopes, and it shows that Soze knows every single thing about them. Everything, all of their families, their loved ones, everything. So
even
it's
the barbershop quartet thing.
even the barbershop quartet in Skokie, Illinois. You know, even that time that you know Verbal said that he was picking fucking coffee beans in Guatemala because he kept doing this. He kept doing this where he would like just randomly say shit. To just be like, I'm just gonna get off topic. And like, you know, the cop is like, look alive, motherfucker. And he's just stalling. And he's like, I have immunity. I post bail in like 20 minutes or whatever. And like, so he's just stalling. Cause he's like, my friends didn't do nothing wrong. Even though he now just said something that puts them on the boat that exploded. So he's like painting this word picture. And so they're talking about Kaiser Soze. And one of the guys is like, there is no Kaiser Soze. And everyone else is like, you know better than to say. Like, you know, it's like saying Candyman in the fucking mirror. Like, they're like, he's gonna hear you. Like, you know, like, friggin' the lawyer already left. And they're like, pa, Kaiser Soze. Ha, pa, 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 pa. Like, and at one point, one of the guys is like, you know, I don't believe in God, but I'm afraid of him. And then Verbal says to the cop, was like, I do believe in God, and the only thing that scares me is Kaiser Soze. So now, at the point where he's doing the interrogation, he knows who Kaiser Soze is. He's learned enough about him. But, you know, when he's in this room, he has no idea. So he's about to learn something. So nobody believed he was real, and they're just like, whatever, you can't do nothing, whatever. And then there was, like, these legends of Kaiser Soze being this ruthless guy, like... supposedly he had a wife and kids, and then the Hungarian mob came in and like they like raped his wife and they murdered his children. He murdered two of four kids. So then Kaiser sees them, he comes in while they're doing it, and like he was, that's my kid, oh my god, and the Hungarian mob's like, ha ha ha, cuts her neck. Like, and then Kaiser Soze kills the Hungarians and then kills his family. Because he'd rather them die than he'd rather them die than like live like that or something like that. So he became like a ghost story, like a myth. Like they actually refer to him as like a spook story. Because he's this legend of being like crazy person, ruthless. Soze is also a legend with law enforcement. And at this point they're panning back to Extra Crispy. And they got a police artist in to describe what Kaiser Soze looks like. So they're working on that, but you know, have a translator. So it takes time. It takes time to draw a portrait, you know. So they're working on that. They're trying to figure out who the fuck is Kaiser Soze, and then now separately we're trying to figure out who the fuck is Kaiser Soze. Like we know he's that shady guy at the beginning of the fucking film. So, then they found out like a couple of days later, we're back in the past. They found out a couple of days later that Fenster was killed. Like the lawyer said something about like, hey, this is where you can find your friend Fenster. So that's Benicio del Toro's character. He was killed brutally, left on the beach. And then like McManus, the Baldwin brother, is like, well, we gotta bury him. And then like, Hockney was like, dude, it's fucking dry sand. Like, it's gonna wash up anyway. You're an idiot. And he's like, well, just do it. And then, like, they all go, and then, like, you see Verbal, like, limping over, and he can't bend, because you notice this through the film, he can't bend his leg, so he's just plop right down. Like, and I'm like, oh, bud. Like, he just, like, and then he's helping them, and it's like, hey, I helped. So, they're burying their friend. And then they're mad. They're like, well, okay, you guys showed us that you could get to Fenster. I'm going to show you that I can get to you. So they go and they hunt down the lawyer in this business building or whatever. And they work it out so that that McManus is in an elevator covertly as the lawyer, Kobayashi, goes in with his 2 bodyguards. McManus kills the 2 bodyguards that bring him to the top floor. And they're like, we can get to you too, motherfucker. And then they put a gun to his head and they were like, you're gonna fucking leave us alone or we're gonna kill you. We can clearly get to you. And he was like, I'm gonna continue doing what I'm supposed to do because anything is better than what Kaiser Soze would do to me if I didn't. Like, if you're gonna kill me, please, by all means. Because I don't want whatever he's gonna do to me to happen. He's like, I'm gonna continue with my job. And then he was like, oh, by the way, your girlfriend's here. So one of the guys, the reformed bad doer, his girlfriend is a lawyer. So he's like, I have Edie here on the 5th floor. We're about to go over business stuff. And he's like, you know my girlfriend. Like, they already established that with the fucking folder of fun. Like, so, and then he was like, oh, yeah, Hockney, I would really hate to have to castrate your nephew. Like, and it was just casual threats to their loved ones. And then they're like, and then so he was like, so about that job. So they end up taking it. And then this is where my notes stopped because I was just like dialed into the movie. I was like, and then what happened? So this is all from memory, and now that means my storytelling is going to get infinitely worse. I'm so sorry. So they take on the job, and they get all of like the specifics of where the boat is and all that garbage, and then there's like the Hungarians are involved, and they're selling from like Venezuelans or something. And then they go to the thing and they set each other up. So I keep wanting to call him Alec Baldwin. It's not Alec Baldwin. It is specifically not him. McManus, the character name, he is set up as a sniper on the top. And then Hockney he like pretends he's one of the guys on the crew so he can set up an explosive. And then they're left with former bad guy Dean Keaton and Verbal. And so Dean Keaton is like, I'm gonna go in when they start doing this stuff, you stay here. And he's like, but I want to help. And he's like, you can't run if something happens. It's on a boat. Like, there's ladders, there's all sorts of shit in the way. Like, you're gonna die. So if you stay here and I don't make it back, tell my girlfriend I love her, tell my girlfriend I tried. So he was like, well, okay. So he's watching, with his gun, and he's like, I'm ready. As they all get started. So McManus starts off by like sniping a couple people out, and then like Hockney gets through, plants a bomb, and then they time it, and they're like, okay, we're ready to go, whatever. They're talking on radio watches, which I didn't know existed in 1995. Like, they must have had a real good sale at Sam Goody. So they're doing this, and they're communicating and all that, and they close in on the boat. So now it's like action time. And they're just like killing people. Like, the whole scene is like, okay, I'm gonna kill you, and I'm gonna kill you, and I'm gonna kill you. And then like Hockney finds the van with all of the money, and he's like, ooh, and then he gets shot, and we're like, ah. And then the rest of them are working on it, and they're in so there's now 2, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Yeah, 2. There's 2 left, and they're in the boat. And they keep like kind of missing each other. And then I kept getting nervous that there was going to be some double crossing, because like, why wouldn't there be? Like, that's $91 million in that's a lot of dollars. I can't count that high. So I'm thinking there's going to be double crossing. There wasn't. And then there was like this guy that I guess was like the drug lord on the boat, and he's like, Kaiser Soze, no! Kaiser, and we're all like, what the fuck? Like, so he dies, and then like, Keaton is out on like the bow of the boat, and he is kind of in the area where you're seeing the oil dripping, and you're like, shit, this is the beginning of the movie. And then he turns around and McManus is there, and we're like, no. And then he's like, oh, the weirdest thing happened, and he just falls down, knife in his back, and it's like, what the fuck is happening? Who's picking them off? Because it looked like they did a pretty good job at like getting it out. And in the meantime, like fucking Verbal, he's like, well, I'm on the, guess I'm gonna just stay on the dock. And he moves over so he can get like a better viewpoint, and he ends up like getting a better viewpoint of where Dean is, Keaton, and he sees that Keaton is like down. And at this point, the cop that's interrogating him is like, Keaton played you, bitch. Keaton's the one who fucking set that whole ass boat on fire. He's the one who's killing people, whatever. And he's like, no, it's not Dean. It can't be Dean. I saw Dean die. And he's like, you fucking liar. No, you didn't. He's like, yeah, I did. And he's like, you couldn't have, because X, Y, and Z happened after this. Like, all of these people go missing, and it's gotta be him. It's all like, it's like his call card. And he's like, no, I saw him get shot. I saw him get shot. I swear. And then like, you're seeing the thing where like, it sees Dean get shot, and then like the officer is pressing him further and further. And he was like, okay, I didn't see him get shot. I don't know where he is. I'm scared and whatever. And like, he's getting pushed to turn on his friend. He's getting pushed to turn on Kaiser Soze. And he says something along the lines of like, how do you shoot the devil in the back? Like, what if you miss? And he holds up his little baby hand. Like I can't shoot him. Like I can't, it's very likely that I will miss. Like, and he's like terrified. So he was like, the boat exploded. I don't know. So then you see the scene again with like all of the crap, like Verbal was hiding behind all of the crap, like with the kitchen chair and shit that I was talking about. Like so that's why that was there, is because this concludes that part. So, he's like, I don't, like, you're right, it probably was Dean. I just, I have immunity, I'm gonna post. And like, he's like, you posted 20 minutes ago. And he was like, fucking cops. And then he goes and he leaves. Like, he literally, he's like, fucking cops. Like, and he goes and he leaves, and he's walking through the police station. And, he goes to get his stuff, and they're like, okay, pack of cigarettes, a gold lighter, here's your watch. And he's getting through, and then we're going back to Extra Crispy and the cartoon person, caricature artist person lady. That's not what their job is. And she finishes the drawing, she hands it off, and they're like, we gotta fax this to the police department. So you don't get to see the drawing. And they're going and they're walking over and they're faxing it, and then like, Verbal is on his way out. Like, he's moving slow, but he is making his way downtown, walking
leisurely
at the pace that he can. So he's getting out, he's leaving, and the officer sits, he's like completely exhausted. Like, he just got given the world's longest runaround with so many side quests that had nothing to do with anything. And then he looks at his bulletin board that was behind him. So like, in the office, it's set up like an office. So like, you have, it's like a standard movie. I've never been to a police department. So like, you're sitting down, and then there's the desk, and behind him is the bulletin board with all these fucking shit going on. And he looks at the corner of the thing, and it says Skokie, Illinois. And he's like, what the fuck? He drops his coffee. He's like, what the fuck? And he's looking, and you get to see, he's looking at each and everything on the fucking corkboard. And then you see the word Guatemala on the corkboard, blah, blah, blah. At the bottom of his fucking mug, it says Kobayashi. So he's like, there is no Kaiser Soze. What the fuck? And he runs out after him. He's like, the Gimp, did you see him? And we're like, 1995, you bitch. And the guy, like, working the stuff for the impound, or whatever the fuck shit that they take, he's like, oh yeah, he went that way. And the guy was like, talk slower, bitch. Like, and he's running after him, and he can't find him. And then it cuts back to Verbal walking on the sidewalk, and he's limping, and he's limping, and he's limping. And all of a sudden his gait changes, and it's fine. And then he wiggles out his hand, and it's fine. And he goes to light his cigarette, and it's with the same gold lighter that was used to light the cigarette of Dean Keaton and set everything on fire. And he says the greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist. And then he gets into the car with the character that played the lawyer. So he was real, but that wasn't his name. And then he just drives off into the horizon. And then they finally get the facts from the hospital, and it's his face. The end.
Wow.
I love that movie. So I knew the part where his gait changes, so I knew it was him the whole time.
It's on social media.
Right. Like,
you see that clip.
It's a huge thing. Like, so, like, I knew, but also just the way that it was done, I was like, he fed him bullshit the whole time. This is the best movie I've ever seen. Like, it was so well done. It was so good. I finished, well, I quote unquote finished my notes. I fixed my notes so that I could tell you guys who plays what, because I don't fucking know. And I need to watch it again, like, today. I want to do it again.
I mean, well, that's why they call him a bullshit artist. Like, it takes a lot of work.
It was crazy.
Wow.
I was like, shit, this is why my dad liked this movie. This is a good fucking movie. Holy fucking shit. I was thoroughly so good. Watch it. Now, Chauncey, you can tell her. We could go to Jen's movie now. because I'm done now.
You know, I think it's funny that both of our movies have well, mine's not a tinge of 9/11. Like, mine is a lot about 9/11. And yours has a tinge, but both of our movies have twists, like major twists.
Suspense.
But yours also does have a Kid Diddler in it, so that's a little.
Yeah, he's a problem.
But at least he was the bad guy.
Watch it free on Tubi, then he only gets the rights from the advertisements, which is probably pennies at this point.
True. Or you could, pirate it. So.
I don't know anything about laws. That sounds completely legal.
I've never done anything illegal in my life, ever.
I've jaywalked maybe once.
Not even once.
Take me away.
Okay, well, excellent. It sounds like a good movie. On principle, I probably, I don't know if I'd watch it just because you explained it so fucking well. I mean, I don't even need to.
I know, I feel bad. I actually did. I was like, man, I'm gonna ruin this for Jen. And
nah, it's okay.
She's not gonna get it all.
The freaking clip at the end is like everywhere, and so it's like I didn't even know that was from that movie. Now I know.
Yeah. But I knew that part. But when he strung together all of the bullshit he sprinkled into the story, I'm like,
sprinkle.
What? I was like, whoever Bryan Singer was, headband off to you. A tip of the happy birthday headband. For people who don't watch this, I'm wearing a happy birthday headband, and Jen is wearing a beautiful party hat.
My mommy gave it to me.
See?
For the festivities.
See, this is because we're having a festive time, because hashtag never forget it was my birthday. No, but really, though, it was a bad day. But we're gonna get to that!
Yes. So I saw a movie.
What movie did you see? Was it super chipper?
No, it was pretty fucking depressing. Awesome. Really depressing, in fact. I watched it with a couple of people, and then I watched it with my grandma. Shout out, Grandma.
Yeah, Grandma!
So
your grandma's the freaking coolest.
She is. She's
I
the
love
best.
her.
Shout out to her. Yeah, so it's a movie. It's got Robert Pattinson in it. He's a controversial figure. I think now his image has gotten a lot better because he's kind of diversified his portfolio, or whatever the fuck you want to call it.
It's the skin of a killer, Bella.
Hey, don't laugh at that. That was very, serious and sad. Shout out to Big Joel. We actually agree on Twilight. I love Twilight. He loves it. He made a great video about Twilight for any fans out there. Oh yeah,
I like Twilight.
I think it's something like a surprisingly passionate defense of Twilight. That's what that's what the
Even the fact that both men are highly, very red flags.
I'm not even gonna spoil it, but that video is just peak. One of my favorite Big Joel videos ever. Sorry, you're gonna find out I'm a fucking mega fan. But anyway, so I like Twilight. Fucking sue me. I was Team Jacob always, but that's besides the point, right? Robert Pattinson, besides breaking FKA Twigs' Hart is pretty fucking cool in my opinion. He's a,
I don't know who that is.
She's a singer. He cheated on her.
Oh, not
Terrible.
cool.
She released a song called Cellophane that's about him. It's so sad. If you see me listening to that on repeat, please call for help. I seriously, like, that. that's my red flag. If you see that, somebody contact somebody.
Yeah.
Call my mom.
Call my mom.
So I'm borrowing. Thank you, Courtney. She's letting me borrow the iPad. I decided to actually put some effort into my notes this time, and I say that, and I was laughing too because Courtney's notes dipped off at a certain point, and so did mine. Mine literally just fucking end because I was like, anyway. So.
But that's the point. The point is that we suck at this.
Yeah, 100%. I was like, what is this, fucking homework? I already got enough of that. What do you want from me?
Yeah.
So the movie starts out. There is a little girl and her mom on a subway station in Brooklyn. So, and they're happy and they're having a good time. So you know something terrible is about to happen because, if you're happy in Brooklyn, it's not for very long. So, and
it's funny because it's true.
It's so true. It's so true. And these people, sorry, not these people. These.
What do you mean these people?
The family that we're going to talk to, the girl's family, they're from Queens. I'll stop talking now. I'll just, my family's
Just
from
lost
Staten
an
Island,
entire demographic.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, guys. Honestly.
I'm a New Yorker at heart, for sure. I mean, I moved when I was 30, so been there longer than here.
I'm what they call I'm kind of like a snowbird. We went up there for the summers, but it's kind of, we did it the opposite way or whatever the fuck. Because like mostly people from New York come down here. We were living down here, going up there. So I got family there, but I'm not much of a New Yorker. Because Staten Island doesn't count. But my aunt, she was in the army for some time. So when 9/11 happened, she lives right on the water, so you can see Manhattan. So she had talked about being able to see the smoke from over there. So terrible, never forget. We've said that so many times already. It's what are we in? We're at 48 minutes, and I think we've said never forget at least. I don't know. Put a counter up on the thing.
If any of you say we didn't honor this day, I swear I'm coming for you.
And also, it's Courtney's birthday.
Yeah.
I mean, and also, I don't want to be that guy, but it was a long time ago at this point, where we're at.
Yeah. I mean, remember the fallen and, thanks to the people who ran towards the danger.
Yeah, thank you for
but,
that.
also, it's been a minute.
Anyway, never forget. We won't ever forget, ever. In
fact, no matter what happens the day before, we're not forgetting.
We're not forgetting. So something bad's gonna happen, and it does. There's these two guys, they're looking at the mom, I thought they were gonna be, do some,
Oh no.
But that's not what happened. What they were looking at her purse. And so they want to mug her, and they're like, don't look at me, while they're mugging her, because they don't want her to see their faces.
I didn't think that out very well. They should have gotten the pantyhose.
For real. They're wearing no mask. So I think they're drug addicts because they're greasy, they're bad guys.
Right, yeah, they don't wash their hair.
Greasy bad guys from New York. So they're like, give me your purse, bitch, whatever. So the little girl's like, mommy. And she's like, it's okay, just don't look, close your eyes. And then, of course, so they get on the subway, and at the very last minute, her mom opens her eyes, and the guy sees her, and he shoots her through the subway door and kills her instantly. And then the girl's like, mommy, and she's very sad, which it is sad, I'm not lying. It's just that the little girl's performance was like, I don't know, I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't believing it, but it's okay. That's shout out to child actors. Your job is hard, and I appreciate you. But, so the guys get away, and then, long story short, there's, a small little cutscene, and there's a guy that's coming up, and of course the police are all there, and this big, tough guy. He's an actor that is relevant, but I didn't write down his name because I didn't know him, so put him somewhere over here. Chauncey. So, this dude's a cop, and that's her dad. So, his wife got killed by some muggers, and he's a cop.
That's not good.
It's a whole thing. So, and then fast forward, we're in a shitty little apartment somewhere in New York, at some place, and this is Robert Pattinson's shitty, dirty, nasty apartment. Did I mention it was nasty? It's fucking dirty and disgusting. So it's that, and you just see ladies' legs, so we're already like, this guy fucks. So we're just, Anyway, and his name is Tyler. He lives with a roommate. His roommate is a douchey, Jewy guy. I'm allowed to say that. Jewish. Again, shout out to my grandma. So,
thanks, Grandma, for making me
Grandma.
Jewish.
Thank you. Really. And I mean, There's a whole thing about that, and if it's on my grandma's side, it's true, it's real, it's factual. So, okay, and then, so Tyler's got a dad, and he's got daddy issues, and his dad is Pierce Brosnan. And he's also got a little sister, because he is leaving this apartment, the shitty, disgusting apartment, and the lady in his bed, to rush out the door to go have, breakfast, lunch, brunch, even, with his family. And you find out at this point that he's got a little sister whose name is Caroline. She's like 11 years old, I want to say. She's like, meek and nerdy and cute and whatever. And she's also a really good child actor, and she's in a lot of things, but I don't know her name.
Ruby Jarens.
And we find out that his parents are divorced, and his mom has already moved on, but his dad is like Pierce Brosnan, and he's all like, I'm a sexy businessman who's very like stern, and the only way I can truly give love is through money, because I don't understand emotions and things. So Tyler's all like, oh, you don't understand emotions and things, and I got a little sister, and you're a bad dad, you're a bad daddy to me. And
Thanks for the money, though.
Yeah, but I'll take your money, and I'll live in a shitty apartment, because I can do it on my own, and I really don't need you. And he's going to college, too, by the way. But he's not a good college student. I think he just goes. So anyway, I'm kind of getting off track. So they're sitting at the fucking brunch place, whatever. And Carolyn's like, I'm so good at art, and I'm a really smart 11-year-old. And everybody's like, yeah, great. And then the dad, like, totally interrupts her to be like, can I have some sugar for my coffee? And Tyler just flies off the handle, and he's all like, she was talking, and, you interrupted her. And I was kind of, in this scene, I was kind of like, really?
You guys have the money for therapy.
Like, and also, like, he asked for the sugar. Like, yeah, he did interrupt her while she was talking, which is rude, of course. But, like, are we gonna kill him?
Apparently.
Are we gonna kill him?
Apparently.
So, whatever. So, Tyler gets pissed because he's fucking edgy and everything. Whatever. And and that's the thing. He's mad at his dad for interrupting his little sister. But Tyler gets so mad he just up and fucking leaves. He just leaves.
I'm gonna take your rude thing and make it worse!
I was like, you're a dick to your little sister. Like, you just left her.
It wasn't about her.
Yeah, so, like, and then we immediately get into the douchiness of Tyler. Like, we get this, voiceover where he leaves us with a Gandhi quote that says, whatever you do in life is insignificant, but it's very important that you do it. So Tyler goes to say that he agrees with the first part, basically, that whatever you do in life is insignificant. And it's kind of like, haha, I'm edgy, because, like, I don't believe in stuff. Right. And he's basically, like...
We don't matter.
If I could reduce his philosophy to, like... He's a nihilist. He's just a nihilist. And at some point, his roommate calls him that, and I was like, I fucking called it. Anyway, another quote that he says at some point is, our fingerprints don't fade from the lives we touch, which comes in play later.
That's deep.
So I was like, oh, that's kind of... He's deep, and he's, but he's also a douche. I don't know, it's like a whole thing. And he smokes cigarettes.
But Daddy, I love him.
Yeah, for real. Honestly, and also me. That's me, by the way. So
obviously everyone loves him because he's a problem.
I can't judge. I can't judge. So he smokes cigarettes, and that's like a thing. And I don't know if you've ever seen The Fault in Our Stars. Have you read the book? All right, I love it. Shout out to the Green Brothers. Love you both. But I really love that book, and in that movie, there's a guy who, like, smokes cigarettes, but he doesn't smoke them because he's got cancer, and he's like, it's a metaphor, so he just, like, puts them in his mouth. Tyler reminded me a lot of that, except, like, Tyler actually smoked them, like, to completion and whatever, and his sister made him promise to stop smoking, and he doesn't. Long story short, he doesn't. So,
but his dad interrupted his sister,
that's what I'm talking about. My point in all of what I'm getting at is that, like, he's like, you're a bad dad, but then, like, just because he shows up for his sister, even though he's kind of also a douche, like, he thinks he's better than his dad, but it's a whole other story, so... Anyway, then, like, we switch into his global politics class, and they're talking about terrorism. Which is, like, so fucking on the nose. But it's so funny, because I was really listening to what they were talking about, because I'm kind of a debate Andy. I love poli-sci. It's cringe. Don't let me start talking about it. But, so they talk about terrorism, and the conversation is literally so uninteresting and was equivalent to an exhale of air. Like, it meant nothing. It was the stupidest phrase I ever heard. I didn't even write it down. So, okay, and here comes the comedy relief roommate, and he comes up with an awesome product called the Slut, the Single Ladies Universal Tote, the one-night stand travel bag. It's got a cell phone charger, a toothbrush, makeup, and,
I saw a clip of this.
Yes, yeah, that's a clip that's going around, and so that's the guy. And it's because, again, as I previously established, Tyler fucks. He likes fucking. He brings home girls all the time, and his roommate's jealous because he's like, you get all these ladies, and you're not even interested in them. Look how nonchalant you are, and whatever. So he's jealous. So
he interrupts them at breakfast.
Yeah. So he's like, come be my wingman. You know, come be my fucking whatever. And so he's mad. He's moody because like Tyler doesn't want to go outside and whatever, and you know, fast forward, whatever, he talks them into going out. So they go out, they meet these two chicks, blondes, so undescriptive, just girls.
Just blondes.
And they're there. That's all they do. And a fight happens in a back alley in New York, because that's just, I guess, what happens all the time. And so...
the New York experience.
Yeah, that's just what it is. And as my aunt would say, just don't make eye contact. Just don't look. just walk away. Keep walking.
Pretty solid advice.
It's great advice. Thank you for that. I'll never forget. Hashtag. Anyway,
counters up to 37.
so many times. So he witnesses this fight. He gets involved because, of course, he's edgy and moody, and he's got all this like
his principles.
He's got white guy rage, you know. So he absolutely like Eminems himself into this fight.
He Eminems himself.
Yeah, but the funny thing is that like he was helping out this guy. He didn't want to. He started fighting the guy that was fighting the guy. So the guy is like, oh my god, thank you. But the cops come, of course, and they break it all up, and they're like, what's going on? Let's arrest everybody. And then the guy, the victim, is like, no, don't arrest those two. They were trying to help me. So then they cut him loose. And then they arrest like another guy who wasn't involved at all, and Tyler's like, you shouldn't arrest him, he had nothing to do with it, like blah blah blah. And the cop's like, tough guy, you want to see what fucking happens when you're fucking... And anyway, so they get into a fist fight. The cop
with the cop,
and then they throw him in the slammer.
That's poor decision making.
They throw him in the slammer with his roommate, so the roommate's pissed. He's like, fuck you, I called your dad, we're getting out of here. And Tyler's pissed because he doesn't like talking to his dad. He doesn't like asking his dad for favors. Like, I can get myself out of this situation, daddy. Like, stop helping me. But the roommate's like really jealous about that, so he calls him. He's like, we're getting out of here. So,
you're not going to use his money, I will.
100, literally, and if I was a friend, me too, sign me up, get me the daddy card, because I'll be swiping that motherfucker, so, so Tyler's like, I can't believe you do that, like, now I gotta go see my dad and tell him I'm gonna pay him back. So he walks up, his dad, of course, again, wealthy businessman, so he works in this big fucking building, at some law office that I remember I looked up to see if it was a real law office, because again... And of course it wasn't. I mean, what the fuck was I thinking? So I was like, so I didn't write that down either. And then so he gets in there, and the dad's secretary, I know who this person is, finally, is Mama Gray from Grey's Anatomy, the mom, and I don't know what her name is.
Kate Burton.
Gray. You got Meredith Gray, and you got
never
the other
watched
Gray.
that show. I watched Scrubs.
Yeah, Chris. I didn't watch Scrubs, so I love that about us. We're just
mine is silly.
Two sides of a coin.
I got the silly side.
Yeah. And yeah. But I liked Grey's Anatomy. I liked the first couple of seasons, and then they should have shut that shit off, so. So I was like, oh, Mama Gray, that's cool. Although she's a crazy bitch in Grey's Anatomy. She's like a really crazy lady. She gets like Alzheimer's and stuff. Oh, no. So I was like, she was a little bit younger in this movie than when I've seen her. So I was like, oh, cool. Anyway, so he talks to his dad, and he's like, Daddy, I'm gonna pay you back, okay? Because, like, I don't need your help at all, and you're actually, like, a total piece of shit. And it's like, we don't even really understand, like, why he's mad. The whole
all
movie.
We're seeing is how he's a piece of shit, not how his dad is.
Right. And his dad, like, is douchey and very curt and very, like, whatever, but that's how he is, you know?
But he's a businessman in New York. Of course he's gonna be that way.
Yeah, it's like, my time is money and money is time.
I'm business dad.
Yeah. So, I mean, you take what you can get, Tyler. Go talk to your mom or your little sister. Right. That's what they're for.
And then, like, what year is this set in?
It's 2010. So.
Is that when it was filmed or when it's set?
That's when it was filmed, my bad. So, it was, obviously, it was in 2001.
It was 01, okay. So I didn't know if it, like, backtracked to the 90s or anything. But, like, business dad in 2001, like, you're getting curt. You're getting 100%. People like, oh, I need some sugar, please. Like, but yeah, by all means, Bobby, just pop off and be the worst and point fingers elsewhere.
100%. And literally, you don't get an explanation as to why he doesn't like his dad. There really is none, other than, like, his parents are divorced. So I think it's just, like, angsty,
Oh, yeah,
divorced
like, I'm a
parents.
college student,
But,
and so I must be
yeah.
mad about this situation. Well, I mean, it does suck.
You can
Like,
kind of, like, connect the dots and assume his dad, like, cheated on his mom with his secretary, but you're really reaching. You're doing some mental gymnastics, which, of course, I was. I love jumping to conclusions. Give me a pole vault, and I will jump to some conclusions. So I was like, you can just create a narrative if you'd like, if it would please you. And
start
then,
a Wattpad for that.
100%, yeah. And so this is one of the funniest parts of the fucking whole movie. I don't understand why they left it in. If I was the director, I would have been like, absolutely not. Because as he was leaving his dad's office, he tries to slam the door, but it's an easy close. I don't know why they left that shit in. It was so fucking funny. And it's really funny because, again, he's so edgy and he's so mad for no reason. And it doesn't work. So I was like,
Fail.
Amazing.
That's awesome.
Fast forward, sometimes he picks up his little sister from school because, he cares. He's a good older brother. And and then the little girl uses the R-tarded word, and I'm like, whoa, little girl, and then I'm like, oh, it's 2010. And technically it's 2001, so it's even, crazy times. It was a different time. It was a simpler time. I'm just joking about that. And then he does a really terrible French accent to his sister to make her laugh, and I wanted to die of cringe. If I could have dropped dead from cringe, it would have been at that moment. You would have think it would have been from the easy clothes, but it was certainly at the French accent. That was terrible. So, okay, fast forward some more. The, comedy relief, Jewy roommate, he goes and he sees this girl getting out of a car with this man that he recognizes as the cop that Tyler got into a fight with. And he goes and he tells Tyler, he's like, why don't you go, gussy up that gal because, her daddy's that cop and you can get him back real good if you fuck his daughter. I was like, okay, weird dude, like.
Oh, no.
That's why he was like, yeah, just go hook up with his daughter. That'll teach him.
Wait, but we know of a daughter that has a father as a cop.
Do we?
Is it the girl that watched her mom die?
Yes. That's the full circle moment. So that's like how they all get connected here. So we first jump to, we learn how she's fucked up, and then we see Tyler is fucked up, but he's not fucked up for any good reason like she is.
Well, there's like, I'm fucked up because of trauma, and it's like, I'm fucked up because I'm privileged.
Yeah, I'm fucked up because my parents are divorced. Like,
but they both probably separately love me in their own unique way.
and they still all go out to dinner together, so it's really all okay.
It was very amicable.
Yeah. Like, fuck
They're
you.
still friends. Ugh.
It's like, well, my mom is dead, so fuck you.
I win. Go fuck yourself.
She wins. She does win. And she wins even more, and I'll get into that.
Uh-oh. No, I don't want her to win even more of the trauma.
She's gonna
It's
win.
terrible.
She takes that. One of these. She's a fucking
Damn,
champ
son.
at winning that game.
Oh, fuck.
I feel bad for her, but anyway, so, I don't know, so he's like, date her and whatever, I don't understand that. So he's like, hey, lady, hey, girl. I'm sorry, I'm skipping a part. So he tells his roommate, he's like, hey, did you know she's actually in my, global politics class? That was the class. She's in my global politics class. I know her, and she's just very quiet and very smart or whatever. So, so he goes over to her, and they say some stuff, and he's all douchey, and like she's got these big googly Rob Lowe eyes that are like so deep
like
blue,
sparkly,
and so deep blue that it's not right, and then she bites her lip all the time. I just want to die.
Hey,
It's so
but
bad.
I mean, like, is she like also exasperated, like with her hair, like?
She's not. She is.
All right,
she's likable. So she is likable, but she's got these big googly eyes, and she like, and I'm like, oh god, because you kind of look like a child a little bit. I'm not into that.
Got a baby face.
But she falls for it. She's cool. I like her. She's fine. She's like, okay, let's give it a shot. Let's go out. But he basically said some douchey shit to her, like, my roommate's an asshole. Rate my roommate on a scale from 1 to 10 how much of an asshole he is. He was just trying to be funny. I don't know. It was cringe. So where are we getting at? Oh, okay. So she tells her dad, because he's used to her, staying inside and being a good little girl. He sees her all dressed up and he's like, where are you going? And she's like, I'm going on a date with a boy from school. And he's like, oh, you want me to wait up? He's making like all these weird sex jokes that I thought was super weird. Like if you're the dad.
He's a cool dad. that's probably
like-
what they're trying to get
Yeah, but it was weird.
to. Look
I
how
was
chill I am.
Ugh. But he's also worried because he's a dad, and also he lost his wife, and he's also a cop.
And he's
so
a
like,
cop
I
in
know
New
who men
York,
are, kind of
so-
shit. So, but he lets her go, and then they have, you know, a nice night on the town, and she goes to his like really shitty apartment. She's like, oh, nice place or whatever. Total lie. And then the roommate is like, oh, okay. I'm also. Hey, guess what? I'm skipping a part. 'Cause
Yes!
That's what
Welcome!
I do. So they're talking, and he trauma dumps on her, which is really cool and fun, because she like sees a little tattoo of his like that says like Michael, and he finds out that his brother killed himself. And that's why. So I lied a little bit because I had to. I
He
had to
had
build it up.
things going on.
So his brother was a musician, and his dad was like very disapproving of that. So he was like, "Come work at my company." And shortly after working at his dad's company, he decided to kill himself.
Whoa!
So he, you know, he lost his brother, and I thought it was a weird choice of tattoo. I don't have tattoos. Courtney does. She's kind of, you know, an expert in this room on the subject matter.
Well, I mean,
so, and he's got a tattoo that says Michael right above his nipple.
yeah, I wouldn't do that.
I was like, that's a little for your brother.
But it's probably like he's in my heart.
He's in his heart, but it's really close to your nipple too. It's, you know, in proportion. It's just an awkward. It was an awkward tattoo.
Good job, makeup department.
It was, yeah. And then, so of course, he trauma dumps, and the roommate. This is when the roommate comes in, and he's, you know, got a flag wrapped around his neck, like as a cape, you know, so you can tell he's drunk. And he's all like, hey, come and party with me, like we're in college, we're supposed to be like fucking around and blah 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 blah. And so she's like, yeah, okay, sounds like fun. And then she gets so fucked up that like the next shot we see her puking in the toilet, and she's like, call my dad, please, he's gonna get worried. And then her phone dies and she like passes out. So Tyler's all like, fuck, what am I gonna do now? So of course he just like takes her, you know, they sleep, cutscene, whatever. She goes back to her house. Her dad's went through all of her shit. He was like, I was trying to find her. He's like, I was trying to find you. I was getting worried sick. You didn't even call me, like, blah, blah, blah.
She had a cell phone?
So she had a flip phone. Yeah, she had a
Must
little,
have been rich.
little flip phone. Oh, come on. She's
2001?
Yeah, 2001?
That was
Look,
like that was rich people stuff.
2001 is literally my birth date. So, I mean, like,
That's why I
my
remember.
birth year.
Like I remember. I'm like,
So
that was-
I don't have
like
nothing
they
for that.
existed, but like grown-ups had them.
I swear it was a flip phone. She had it, and it was by the toilet, and it was gross that he touched it, but he was trying to be nice and call her dad, and it didn't work. So anyway, he's pissed. He's like all mad. Her dad, by the way, is mad at her because, you know, where have you been? And I was worried sick, and she's like, you read my shit, like you went through all my shit, and he's like, of course I did. I was worried, you know, blah blah blah. I can't lose you too. And she's like, you just want me to be a good little girl, and blah blah blah. So she talks back to him, and long story short, am I at the right part? Whatever, he's like, oh, you pick a winner, because he lets you come home and you stink like beer and vomit. And she's like, I know how to pick him, just like mom. And that's when he backhands her in the fucking thing, and he backhands her so hard she falls to the floor.
Oh man.
And it reminded me of that, like, that song where it's like,
Do you feel like a man when you push her around? Do you feel better now as she falls to the ground?
I was like, honestly, what a piece of shit. But he's a cop. I mean, you know, and I mean, of course, just a couple of bad apples. There's only a couple of bad apples. There's nothing wrong here.
Turn around, Jeff, turn around right now.
Okay, did I? Oh, well, here's a part I forgot because again, I'm terrible at fucking storytelling. When they were on the date, you know, before she got slapped in the fucking face, they were on a date and he took her out to dinner. Because you know he doesn't mind using his dad's money for dates because apparently that was like a nice place. So they're sitting there and she orders the dessert first because she's so different and unique. And he goes like, so you're not eating tonight? And she's like, no, I am. I'm just gonna eat my dessert first because I don't see the point in waiting. She's like, if I were to get hit by an asteroid right now, you know, I would have not eaten my dessert and that would have been a tragedy. And she's like, are you gonna deny me the pleasure of the moment or whatever? And I was
Wow,
like,
I hate her.
I was like, deep, nice. So he loves her because of that, because she's just as douchey and poetic or whatever you want to call it as he is.
Wow.
So like the philosophy is extreme, but I'm kind of like, serve. All right, it's fine. You know, it's not the worst take I've ever heard. So, let's see. I do like that mentality, but I'm like an action person. Like, I like to take action, and I'm kind of a little bit of like a control freak. So, like, the philosophy of, like, you know, just take the moment. I kind of liked that. I related to that. I was like, that's kind of...
Yeah, you carpe your diem.
Yeah, that's right. That's correct. That one. So, okay, date 2. They go to Coney Island. They're like, win a prize with pretty lady. He falls for it. He fucking is a shitbag, so he can't win the prize. So he pays. He pays to get the bear, which is this big panda bear.
Coney Island in 2001?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Correct.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. But they had a good time, I guess. And then he called her, and this is how I found out she lived in Queens, because she took a cab to Queens, and she says to the cabbie, she goes, we're going to Queens, I don't want to hear about it. And I thought that was funny. Because from Coney Island to Queens, I looked it up, it's like 37 minutes. Yeah, so.
Yeah, it's a long, that's a hefty cab fare.
So,
Definitely don't want to take the subway. Not in 2001, not from there. No way, no sir.
Yeah, that's... Yeah. Well, so long story short, they got a beautiful relationship, and they're douchey and edgy together, and they're poetic together. And
Do they have matching berets?
I wish they did. I mean, honestly, it would make sense. It would be a callback to that terrible French accent he did.
Yeah.
And then there's like some stuff going on where his sister is like, you know, she's an artist. She's going to a fancy school soon because she's like really talented, and you know she's rich because of her dad. But she's awkward, and the kids make fun of her, and you know she's kind of like. You know, so he's like all protective older brother, and that's where that one scene comes from.
Oh, the one that I saw completely out of context where I was like, why the hell is Robert Pattinson in a fucking elementary school?
Yeah, so he ends up being there because like a kid makes fun of his sister, and he loses it on the kid, and it's like really inappropriate, but that's that. I'm not even touching on that part because I was like, yep. So that was weird.
Yeah, it was weird.
So, long story short, the acting is, like, awkward. Like, he is... It's hard for me because I don't know... Like, of course, he's trying to be awkward, but I think also Pattinson, during that time, that was, like, his brand of, like, I'm so, like, ruggedly handsome and awkward, but also, like, you can tell I'm quiet and I'm smart. You know, that kind of...
Maybe it was an attempt to bring, like, realisticness to his characters, because people are... like essentially pretty awkward, like,
and I teeter on that because, you know, like, I think of all the movies he's been in now, and I'm like, he's so versatile.
Yeah.
Like, back then he was really sticking to one brand. Like, poor Rob. Can I call you Rob?
I called him Bobby before, so
Hey, Bobby's pretty good. That's pretty good. I mean, I'm gonna call him Rob because it's just so, like, that's like I'm an edgy guy kind of thing. So, yeah, he talks about his dead brother a lot, like, throughout the whole movie. Like, that's who he's talking to when he does the voiceover. He's talking to his dead brother, and he's like, hey, Michael, if only I could tell you about this really cool girl I met, and, like, you know, blah, blah.
She really sees me, man.
Yeah, another thing is, he made her a cake at one point, that said, in case of an asteroid, you know? Because, like, she likes to eat her dessert first, so it said, in case of asteroid. And it was funny, too, because there was a slice of cake taken out of it because the roommate didn't want to wait for her to get there.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
In case of an asteroid, I'm having one now.
Exactly. So you can't get mad. Like, he used your philosophy.
He did. I mean, he played by the rules.
He really did. So they got this whole thing. There was another point in the movie where, like, they start, like play fight. He sprays some water on her after washing the dishes. And she's like, oh, is this the part where you expect me to, like, take off all my clothes and, like, you know, like, because you got me all wet? And she's like, maybe that's just so easy for you, and blah blah blah, whatever. They made pasta, so she decides to take the pot of water and just dump it on him, but it's not hot. But
it's still not the same.
It's not the same. It isn't. It was totally out of proportion. So they're fucking soaking wet, and so he was like, hey, I get that you're mad right now, I don't care. He picked her up and he took her to the bathroom and, like, turned the shower on, and then they were, like, play fighting, and then they kissed, and it was, like, a whole thing, and I was like, God, I want to die. This is terrible. I was like, can we get to the 9/11 part? Anyway.
You're looking forward to it.
I said that because when they're in the shower, he's like, oh, you know, like, you never quit, don't you? And she's like, I'd rather eat monkeys. And I was like, this bitch, she's so weird. Like, this was during the shower part. It was like, I'd rather eat monkeys. Did you like dialogue that yourself? Was that written in the? Did you read that and you were like,
did you
my
ad-lib
line
that?
is line. I'd rather eat. Okay, monkeys. Got it. Okay, monkeys. That's my motivation. So I don't know. That was whatever. Oh, another note I have is that he had so many like De Niro moments. Like he clearly watched Taxi like right before. Yeah, he's all like, you know, he's like stares off to space and he's like.
His face scrunches up, kind of like.
I swear to God, he must have watched Taxi before.
Because
he played this.
it's the only depiction of a New Yorker.
Exactly. That's
Well,
right.
at least he did that instead of Joe Pesci. Could you imagine? Could you imagine?
God.
Dad, you're the worst. Like, you know, funny and like a clown. Like, could you fucking imagine? Like,
Oh my God.
all right, so I'll take Trout Face over that. Like,
I love De Niro, so I mean, honestly, it wasn't bad, but there were so many moments where I was like, you look just like fucking Robert De Niro right now. Like, what's going on with the cigarettes and everything? It was just... So, let's see here.
that's amazing.
It was so good. So at some point, this is basically where my notes end. I just got really into the movie. And I'll just get down to the meat and potatoes. So they're in love. She kind of softens him, and he realizes, you know, maybe I should improve on my relationship with my dad, because I'm kind of, you know, like, she lost her mom. I'm kind of being a dick.
Well, it's a
I
good
need
thing they
to-
have so much time for that.
Yeah, well, so, of course, and now he goes to see his dad at the building where he works.
Business and finance.
And he's waiting for him.
Oh,
so the
no.
secretary's like, here, just sit in your father's office. He'll be coming in shortly. You know, whatever.
No.
So, because he thought his dad was already there, because his dad always works, but apparently his dad was somewhere else and he was on his way. So, and this is the part where you just kind of like, he's looking around his dad's office and you can see that he's like, yeah, you know, like, I'm really looking forward to talking to my dad.
No,
And so-
stop this right
and
now.
then he gets out by the window. He gets by the window.
No, stop this right now.
And he's like just looking out, you know, just kind of like surveying the world. And we see, and then it like slowly pans out and you see that he's in like very tall, very high up in one of the twin towers. But there is no, they don't do anything like the plane. They don't do any of that. They just pan out and you just know what happens. So screen to black, and that's basically that. But it's not that. It's not the end, because they show at the end how everybody recovers and recuperates after the whole thing, and they show how they never forget. Like that
Yeah.
was the whole thing of the end of the movie. And, you know, that was the whole, you know, our fingerprints don't fade from the lives we touch, which was really interesting, very beautiful. I think honestly, watching it for the first time, I was really depressed because I was like, this was actually a really good movie. I also, when I watched it for the first time, I went into it knowing nothing.
Oh.
So I had no fucking clue. I was like, oh, just another fucking shitty rom-com. Let me just get through this, because it was for our Discord's movie month. I decided to sit through it. And so when that happened, I was like, yo!
Oh, I'm so glad I didn't watch it.
I was like, yo. So they didn't, I like that they didn't do anything weird or cheesy or corny where they did like the whole or whatever. They left it where it was, and they left it up to the imagination.
Well, because they run the line of disrespect when they do it.
100%, I'm glad they did.
Yeah.
But they did show like the memorials and stuff,
Oh,
and they
that's
showed how
nice.
he was in the memorial. His name was there. And they show how, you know, the girl gets a better relationship with her dad. The little girl gets a better relationship with his dad. You see, like, them holding hands and doing stuff together. He's, like, more involved in her life. So it was actually, I will say, it was a beautiful movie. I feel like I kind of ruined it for you at this point, because the twist, you know, I kind of shit all over that. I just told you all. But if you had gone into this blind, I'm telling you, it was a really shocking experience, because
I could see it being like jarring even.
it was so jarring, and I was like, wow, I'm actually pretty depressed now, because
Yeah, I would have been upset about it.
yeah,
For sure.
like the whole thing is very, very gnarly. So yeah, it was a good movie. I did enjoy it. Shout out to Robbie. And
Robbie!
you know, that child actor that played his little sister, she was pretty cool. So
yeah. Also, like, props too for like broaching that particular subject. Like, being a New Yorker, it's still actively mourned. Like, so to even go into something like that as a piece of art, as a tribute, like, you high stakes, man. You cannot fuck up.
And they did it beautifully. I really think in terms of a tribute, they handled it with care. I loved the quotes that they sprinkled in, albeit some of the conversations that they had were very on the nose. Right. I should have seen it coming, thinking about it now, but, like, of course, when I watched it the second time, I was like, oh, they're literally talking about fucking terrorism in the world politics.
Yeah, there were little, like, nuggets there.
There were super mega nuggets.
Yeah. But I wonder what the trailer, like, what the movie trailer was, like, if it had any indication.
I have no idea. Actually, it's funny because we had this movie on DVD in our house, and I remember looking at it because it's just Robert Pattinson and the girl, and they're like in a a happy embrace or whatever. But I never thought. I thought it was like a Notebook shit. I didn't think it had anything to do with this. Remember Me. I thought, of course he dies because that's all the rom-coms, are like tragedy. But I didn't think it was going to be like that. And
like
then
they could have picked something, conventional. Like,
like cancer.
Yeah, like they all die from cancer. Like,
truly, all the rom-coms are cancer related.
Seriously,
you can't escape it.
No, but yeah, like that's freaking props to broach that subject, to do it well, to not mess it up, because it's high stakes. And then to go through New York in the 2000s, like it's very different then than it was. It was different then than it is currently. I haven't been there in a couple of years, so it's probably even different from how I remember it. But, those were dark times. So like freaking props, because if you misstep on that specific subject, you toast. Yeah.
So true. And I honestly, like, I cut a lot of jokes this episode about dying in 9/11, but I'm totally in jest. I think I can joke so much because, I wasn't personally affected by it, and I was not even close to New York. Actually, I was a baby when it happened. So, but I do understand the gravity of the situation, and I really feel bad for people who lost loved ones. I actually do. I only recently found this out because I had some conversations with my grandma about some family members, and we actually did have a member of the family who lost her husband in 9/11, and shortly after that she died of cancer because there was a lot of stuff in there.
It wasn't good.
Yeah, in New York at the time, it affected so much more than just the people in the building. Buildings.
No, it was big. And like, we make jokes. Sometimes joking is a part of coping, and
that's right.
That is actually something that you should really learn about me now, because I make all of the inappropriate dark humor jokes.
Yeah, I'm really sorry. We are a little bit of edgelords over here.
Yeah, like we're not doing it to be like ha ha ha. Like, it's a very sad subject. It was a very, very, very tragic day. It was terrifying. It was horrible. The lives lost that day and each day after, because there are still 9/11 related deaths. It is fucking atrocious. It is terrifying. It is so saddening, and it's horrible. It's truly horrible. Our hearts go out to everyone who has lost somebody, who has survived, who has gone. Like, you don't deserve that for going to work. Like, that's crazy. It sucked. It was my 12th birthday.
I was going to say, like, on an individual level, you're not the first person that has their birthday on 9/11, and no. I can't imagine what that's like.
My second cousin is born 9/11/01.
Oh my god.
Like, that is her birthday.
Wow.
Yeah, that's Katie's birthday. But like, it's just one of those things. Well, especially being a New Yorker, like I said, it's actively mourned. So like, I, up until I moved to Florida, would put like a pin in my birthday. Not that I'm not making this about me. This is not about me. Birthdays,
Courtney,
it's not a big fucking deal.
This podcast is about you. This episode is about you.
It is, well, but it's not that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things. So many people lost their lives. It fucking pole vaulted us into a war. It was horrible. Like, it changed the way, like, the only good thing that came out of it is there was a really, really big sense of community, like, the following calendar year. Like, Americans were really happy to be with one another. I mean, the xenophobia was kind of rough, but like,
the Islamophobia.
It's been crazy.
It's worse now. It's so much worse now.
But like, I feel like nobody cared about one another beforehand, and at least there was like some sense of community that year. But then I mean, it all fell to shit within a fucking calendar year anyway. But like it was fucking weird. I spent so many birthdays at candlelight vigils. Like that's what we did. That is what we did. My dad was a firefighter on Long Island. They're all volunteers. So everyone just kind of like scooted over to assist where like everything was in Manhattan. My uncle was FDNY. Some of my dad's best friends were FDNY. One of them has since passed from 9/11 related complications. So it is an ongoing thing, and it's fucking terrible, and it's not funny. There's nothing funny about it. We don't think there's anything funny about it. Humor is how I personally cope. That is why I'm so fucking funny. Like,
she is. She's really funny.
It's because I've been through some shit. I've got like a CVS receipt of trauma, but that's why I'm funny. So I mean, it kind of washes out a little bit.
Well, I'm happy you're here, and I'm happy it's your birthday, even though it's on a sad day. It is still a Courtney day in my book. So happy birthday!
Oh, thank you. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
You're the best.
You're the best podcast host.
So are you.
So, all right. Well, on that note, we're gonna go do some fun stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna go to the mall and be obnoxious.
We sure will.
It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, look forward to that content over on our Instagram.
Content.
Yeah.
I record everything. Nobody is safe. Nobody is safe. The poor lady at the freaking Japanese food buffet, she's like, whoa, when I busted out the camera. Nobody's safe.
It's not just a camera, it's a gimbal.
Yeah, I have a gimbal so that it's not like the Blair Witch Project. Like, I still mouth breathe pretty fucking loud, but you know, by the time I edit it, you don't know.
No, it's just good content by that point.
I'm like that guy from Hey Arnold that like creeps up behind Helga. Like, these are the sweet sounds of So I Saw a Movie podcast. Please close your eyes and relax as we drift away into sleepy times.
Oh my god, no!
Sorry guys, we're very serious about this. We take this very seriously. This is a very serious thing that we're doing.
Yeah, and we sleep very differently. We make very different noises. Our noises are very different.
Night terrors and snoring.
Woo! That should be